Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface, and as the gales rage outside here in north of England, and all of my rickety old doors start slamming shut and do me head in, so I've had to open everything. Now I'm just getting drafts. Never mind. It's time to get into today's video. I'm going to get straight into it because I'm going to put a little bit of a twist, ladies, on this one. As you can see from this article, yesterday, Mario Kart Tour released on mobile platforms. And it smashed all day one records, hitting 10.1 million installs. Day one! Becoming a record by a country mile. You can see some prominent ones that it has here. Pokemon Go, which is very apt, of course, because earlier in the week I did a video on the charts, revenue charts, and last month Pokemon Go pulled in something insane, like $176 million. Crazy. And it topped the mobile charts. Clash Royale, Fortnite, not even a million, I don't think. But 10.1 million. And to put it up against other Nintendo launch day installs, look, Super Mario Run just did over 4 million. This is off into the stratosphere. So, all good, yeah? Everything's fine, yeah? Not so much, because it's been plagued by headlines like this. Mario Kart Tour is too cynical to be fun. And what's it referring to? Well, articles like this are referring to the fact that the game itself is incredibly basic for a Mario Kart game, but as ever, it's those three letters MTX. The microtransactions are just egregious and absolutely off the chart. So what I have decided to do, instead of just go pull up a bunch of different articles and pretty much say what we know we're going to say anyway, let's do it a little bit more visually. So I'm actually going to install Mario Kart, play it, see what it's all about, see if there's legitimate fun to be had with the game. Let's see how the microtransactions tie in. Are they a necessary part of the product, or can they be bypassed if you just continue down whatever pathway you choose? So let's install it and let's have a play. So first and foremost, let's have a look at the actual gameplay. This is a regular match, one of the earliest that you can do. And yes, the controls are as basic as could possibly be. First of all, you have no control over the direction of your kart in terms of going forward. It's a natural response to keep going forward. You can't brake, you can't do anything like that whatsoever. It's just forward, forward, forward. And the arrow that you can see on the screen is the direction that you're going in. You use your finger on the mobile phone to either move left or right and steer the kart around the track. It is stuck in portrait mode. You can't switch it to landscape mode, so that's why we have it as thus on the screen. And when you go through one of the mystery boxes here and whatever you may select, you just put your finger on the item and push back. And that will drop the item off. Other than that, power sliding, you just hold your finger in the direction that you want to slide after a little jump up. And if you want to get off to a quick start from the start line, without overusing the word start, when you get to 2 on the countdown, you just put your finger on the engine of your kart, and then when it gets to go, push down again, and whoosh, off you will go with a bit of a boost start. There is nothing else as regards to controls or complexity of the kart racing. Very, very basic indeed. after you complete a match, you will be scored. And those scores will be translated into stars, which will then be translated into gold coins. And the gold coins will show here at the top. And the gold coins will act as a non-microtransaction currency. And depending on how many races you've done, how many you've completed, you might be gifted a few items here or there. But it became apparent very quickly indeed that you weren't getting anything from this. Sure, you were completing a race and it was opening another track for you, and then another and another, and you could go through the game like that, but you got gifted a character at the start and then a second one relatively soon afterwards, but since then, no characters, no karts, no gliders, nothing. That's because all of that, or the vast majority, is actually hid behind the microtransactions. And this is the offending currency, rubies. Now, just look at the cost of these. Amiga 3 costs £2, going all the way up to 135 at £65. Now, that in itself sounds awful, I know, but you also have to take into consideration that to be able to use the rubies for a loot box, for example, or their version of one, you need 5. So in this version of the game, you would need to pay at least £4 just to be able to have one randomized loot box attempt. Absolutely insane. And then if you think about it, going up to 135 at £65 at 5 a pop, you're not getting huge amounts of spin, really, for the buck that you're paying. And for the people who were keen of eye and noticed that I had rather a lot of gold at one point when I was making those purchases, I had to use the rubies to go and do a gold dash, which literally was just your character being steered along a track with loads and loads of gold coins just sucking towards you. You would have to be almost, well, we can't use that word anymore, enabled to do anything, to enact, not to pick up all of these gold coins. They literally just suck towards your cart. Now, I didn't pay for these rubies, I will confess. It gifts you 15 very early on, and then after you've done about 12 races or so, you get a random gift, which actually turned out to be another 5 rubies. So I was gifted 20 rubies, but it's kind of like a crack dealer. It's just giving you a little taste of what you could get if you purchased them. The driving force in this game are the rubies. So I used 3 of them, or 3 lots of them, so 15, on the loot boxes, where I got a couple of bits and a new cart, and then I used the other 5 to purchase that gold dash, which gave me all of the gold coins. Then, if that wasn't funny enough, the game actually wants you to spend another £5 a month as a subscription fee called the Gold Pass, which will allow you to get gold items in the game and unlock a mode, the 200cc, which you can't do unless you are subscribed. This game, in terms of microtransactions and monetization, is an absolute joke. And then you add on top of that the other packages that you might have seen on the screen. The New York package for 20 quid. Just for a few digital cosmetics. And it's pretty obvious what the intention of this game is. This that you can see on the screen is insanely basic. It must have been so cheaply put together, it's unreal. But that's not what it's there for. It's literally there to milk fans. Fans, not just people, fans. Fans of Nintendo, fans of Mario, fans of Yoshi, fans of whoever the character may be that you gravitate towards. It's there to exploit you. This hasn't been made as a fun activity or a decent transition or translation of Mario Kart to mobile. No, it's a microtransaction simulator disguised as a very, very basic kart racing game. And it's so depressing because Nintendo at least come across as a company that do care in some capacity. And then they put something like this out and it makes them just as bad as all the other companies that we criticize. The Activisions, the Bethesdas, the EAs. Because this is a milking process. They want a piece of that mobile pie. And with mobile literally expanding and expanding, this is our future of gaming. There's going to come a time where there's no longer gamers that exist. There's just going to be people who are commuting, people who are passing the time on a holiday trip or something on the beach, and they're just literally funneling money into stuff. This isn't gaming. This is disgusting. It's quite heartbreaking, especially to see it from Nintendo as well. So yes, they are right. This is just a disgusting pit of microtransactions and nothing more. Nothing more whatsoever. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links, they're in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.